Welcome to Elderly and Health. If you're over 65, your morning routine could be increasing your risk of stroke without you knowing. In today's video, we reveal one common habit that silently harms brain health, and what simple changes can protect you starting tomorrow morning. Many older adults believe they're doing everything right. They eat balanced meals, take prescribed medications, and even go for light walks. Yet every year, thousands of seniors suffer strokes that seem to come out of nowhere. The truth is, not all causes of stroke are dramatic or obvious. Sometimes, it's the small habits, done daily without thought, that quietly push the body toward risk. One of the most overlooked danger zones? The first hour after waking up. That short window sets the tone for your brain, heart, and blood pressure. And for seniors, it's a particularly sensitive time. Your blood vessels are still adjusting from sleep, your heart rate is picking up, and your brain needs hydration and oxygen, not sudden shocks. But unfortunately, many people unknowingly do just that. They dive straight into a routine that spikes blood pressure, constricts arteries, and stresses the body, right when it's at its most vulnerable. In this video, we'll reveal one morning habit that's more harmful than you might think, especially after age 65. And we'll show you what to do instead, so you can start each day safer, calmer, and more in control of your health. It may surprise you, but one of the most common habits many people start their day with could quietly increase their risk of stroke, especially after age 65. It's not smoking, not skipping breakfast, and not lack of sleep. It's something far more ordinary, often done without a second thought: drinking coffee immediately after waking up. Alone, this habit might not seem harmful. But when combined with 6 related mistakes, such as skipping water, drinking on an empty stomach, taking medications with coffee, or overloading on caffeine too quickly, the effects can quietly raise blood pressure, stress blood vessels, and disrupt circulation, all dangerous triggers for stroke in older adults. In this video, we'll break down this core habit, explore the 6 silent mistakes that make it riskier, and share practical changes you can start tomorrow morning to reduce your risk and protect your brain for years to come. For millions of people, the day doesn't begin without a hot cup of coffee. It's a comforting ritual, a sense of normalcy and energy. But if you're over 65 and drinking coffee immediately after waking, especially before drinking water or eating anything, you could be unknowingly increasing your risk of a stroke. Here's why this matters. When you wake up, your body is in a state of dehydration. You haven't had water in 6 to 8 hours, and during sleep, your blood naturally becomes more concentrated. This makes your blood thicker and more prone to clotting, a major risk factor for stroke. Now imagine pouring in a strong cup of coffee right away. Coffee is a natural diuretic, meaning it encourages your body to release more fluids through urine. So instead of hydrating your blood vessels, it's actually pulling more water out of your system, making your blood even thicker. This can lead to higher blood pressure, slower circulation, and more stress on your heart and brain. But that's not the only problem. Coffee also contains caffeine, a stimulant that triggers the release of adrenaline. This hormone increases heart rate and constricts blood vessels, again, dangerous if your body is not yet fully awake, hydrated, or stabilized. The sudden spike in activity can shock your cardiovascular system, especially if you have pre-existing issues like hypertension, diabetes, or poor circulation. In younger people, the body adjusts quickly. But for seniors, the blood vessels are often less elastic, the heart works harder, and the nervous system responds more sensitively. That means this morning shock, day after day, can quietly wear down your body's ability to manage blood pressure and cerebral circulation. There's also the issue of coffee on an empty stomach. Without food to buffer it, caffeine is absorbed faster, hitting your system more intensely. This can cause spikes in blood pressure, dizziness, or even a sudden sense of anxiety, signs that your body is under stress. And chronic stress, especially in the morning, increases inflammation and vascular tension, both of which are linked to stroke risk in older adults. Dr. Harris, a geriatric cardiologist, explains, "We often look at cholesterol or exercise when thinking about stroke prevention. But timing and context matter just as much. For someone over 65, drinking coffee before anything else is like hitting the gas pedal without oil in the engine." It's important to clarify, coffee itself is not the enemy. Studies show moderate coffee consumption can offer health benefits. But the timing, preparation, and conditions under which it's consumed make all the difference. If your current routine involves waking up and heading straight for the coffee pot, stop. First, drink a full glass of room temperature water, ideally within 10 minutes of waking. This rehydrates the body, thins the blood, and supports your brain's circulation. Next, have a light snack or small breakfast, even half a banana or a boiled egg is enough. Only then, enjoy your coffee slowly. This one small shift can help protect your brain, reduce morning stress on your heart, and set the stage for a healthier day, every day. One of the most overlooked habits among older adults is skipping water first thing in the morning, especially before having coffee. While it might seem harmless, not drinking water upon waking can silently increase your risk of stroke, especially when followed immediately by a cup of caffeinated coffee. Let's look at what happens in your body overnight. While you sleep, your body continues to function, your heart pumps, your lungs breathe, your kidneys filter. All of this uses water. Yet during those 6 to 8 hours, you're not taking in any fluids. The result? Your blood becomes more concentrated, and your circulation slows. You wake up slightly dehydrated, even if you don't feel thirsty. This dehydration causes your blood to thicken, making it harder for your heart to pump and increasing the likelihood of blood clots. Thicker blood moving through narrower arteries, common in people over 65, is a recipe for stroke, especially if another stressor, like caffeine, is added. Now, imagine waking up and immediately drinking coffee, a diuretic. Caffeine tells your kidneys to flush out water, so instead of rehydrating your body after sleep, you're pulling even more water out. This increases blood viscosity, thickness, constricts vessels, and places additional pressure on your cardiovascular system. Mrs. Carroll, 70, had a routine of sipping black coffee within minutes of getting up. She rarely drank water in the morning. Over time, she began experiencing dizziness and headaches before noon. Her doctor found her blood pressure was fluctuating significantly in the mornings, due in part to chronic morning dehydration. Once she started drinking a glass of water before her coffee, her symptoms greatly improved. Medical studies support this change. Rehydrating first thing in the morning helps jumpstart circulation, supports brain function, and lowers stroke risk by helping the heart pump more efficiently. Water also helps flush out toxins accumulated during sleep, supports joint mobility, and reduces the chance of early fatigue during the day. How much water is enough? For most seniors, 8 to 12 ounces of room temperature water upon waking is ideal. It doesn't have to be cold or flavored. In fact, lukewarm water is gentler on the stomach and may promote better digestion, especially if you plan to eat within the next hour. If plain water feels boring or hard to remember, here are some gentle morning hydration ideas. A squeeze of fresh lemon in warm water. A few slices of cucumber or mint leaves in your cup. Herbal tea, non-caffeinated, such as chamomile or ginger. Water followed by a hydrating fruit like watermelon or orange slices. What matters most is creating a hydration-first routine. Before you reach for your coffee, give your body the fluid it needs to start the day well. This one change, just one glass of water, can reduce strain on your heart, support your brain, and lower your stroke risk. It's simple, powerful, and completely within your control. And for those over 65, that's the kind of habit that truly protects your health. For people over 65, the first hour after waking is one of the most sensitive periods for the cardiovascular system. Blood pressure doesn't instantly stabilize upon waking. It takes time for your body to adjust from the relaxed, horizontal state of sleep to the upright, active state of the day. Unfortunately, many seniors unknowingly disrupt this delicate transition by drinking coffee too soon, before their blood pressure and circulation have had time to normalize. Here's what happens: while you sleep, your blood pressure naturally drops, a process called nocturnal dipping. This is healthy and gives your heart and arteries a chance to rest. But when you wake up and sit or stand, your blood vessels have to respond quickly, tightening to maintain circulation. For older adults, especially those with hypertension or vascular stiffness, this adjustment can be delayed or incomplete. Now add caffeine. Within 15 to 30 minutes, it raises your heart rate, narrows blood vessels, and spikes adrenaline levels. This sudden stimulation, on top of a still unstable cardiovascular state, can lead to a sharp rise in blood pressure, palpitations, or dizziness. In some cases, it may increase the risk of silent cerebral events, tiny strokes that accumulate damage over time. Dr. Nolan, a vascular neurologist, explains, "The problem isn't the coffee, it's the timing. Drinking caffeine before your blood pressure stabilizes is like pressing the gas pedal when your car's still in park. You stress the engine before it's ready." For those with morning hypertension, a condition where blood pressure spikes dangerously high within the first few hours of the day, early caffeine can make things worse. It may also interfere with blood pressure medications taken in the morning, either by accelerating their absorption or masking early warning symptoms like lightheadedness. Mr. Gerald, 68, had been managing his high blood pressure for years. He always took his medication right after waking and followed it with coffee within 10 minutes. Yet he still experienced morning headaches and occasional unsteadiness. Once his doctor advised delaying coffee until at least 30 to 45 minutes after getting up, and after walking a little and drinking water, his symptoms gradually disappeared. So, what can you do instead? Give your body 30 to 45 minutes after waking before drinking any coffee. During this time, try gentle stretching, light walking, or sitting by a window to let your system adjust naturally. Drink a glass of water and, if needed, take your medication as prescribed, but don't chase it with caffeine immediately. Monitor your blood pressure regularly in the morning. If you notice sudden spikes or dizziness after coffee, discuss it with your doctor. In some cases, adjusting your medication timing or switching to decaf might be appropriate. And don't forget the importance of a small, balanced snack, something with protein or healthy fat, to help regulate your internal systems before caffeine enters the picture. The bottom line? Let your blood pressure settle before stimulating your system. This simple change in timing can reduce unnecessary stress on your arteries, protect your brain, and help you start each morning with more balance and less risk. For many older adults, especially those living alone or feeling low on energy, having a large cup, or even multiple cups, of coffee within the first hour of waking can become a comforting routine. It brings alertness, familiarity, and a sense of getting going. But after age 65, this overconsumption of caffeine early in the day can quietly damage your heart and brain health, especially by elevating your risk of stroke. Let's break it down. Caffeine stimulates the central nervous system. In small amounts, it can improve focus, reduce fatigue, and even enhance mood. But when taken in excess within a short window of time, especially on an empty stomach and before the body has fully adjusted from sleep, caffeine becomes a vascular stressor. It causes blood vessels to constrict, raises heart rate, and spikes blood pressure abruptly. For younger adults, the body often compensates. But in seniors, whose blood vessels are often less elastic and more prone to inflammation, this sudden vascular tightening can increase the chance of small vessel damage, mini-strokes, TIAs, or full strokes, especially when repeated daily. Mrs. Anna, 71, had developed a habit of drinking 2 large mugs of coffee before breakfast each morning. "I thought I needed it to function," she admitted. "But by 10 a.m., I was shaky, lightheaded, and anxious. I didn't know it was my coffee until my doctor asked about my morning routine." Once she cut back to 1 smaller cup, enjoyed after breakfast, her symptoms lessened and her blood pressure stabilized. Another issue is caffeine sensitivity increases with age. As the body processes substances more slowly, caffeine remains in the bloodstream longer. Drinking a high dose in the morning can result in a lingering, jittery effect for hours, interfering not just with energy regulation but also with hydration, digestion, and even mood stability. Too much caffeine in the morning can also suppress appetite, leading some seniors to skip or delay breakfast, another stroke risk factor. Skipping food slows metabolism, increases cortisol, stress hormone, levels, and can cause blood sugar instability, especially in those with diabetes or prediabetes. So, what's a safe amount of coffee in the morning for someone over 65? Most experts agree that no more than 6 to 8 ounces, about 1 small cup, of coffee is a healthy limit within the first hour of waking. That's around 80 to 100 milligrams of caffeine. Avoid venti or oversized mugs, and never drink multiple cups back-to-back before eating or hydrating. Here are practical ways to reduce morning caffeine overload. Switch to a smaller mug, not a large travel-sized one. Dilute your coffee slightly with hot water or milk to reduce caffeine density. Wait at least 20 to 30 minutes after waking, and drink water first. Eat a light snack first, even a banana or boiled egg, to cushion the caffeine. Try herbal tea or decaf every other day to retrain your body. Remember, coffee isn't the problem, it's how, when, and how much you drink it. By scaling back morning caffeine, you give your heart, brain, and blood vessels a calmer, healthier start to each day. That's how you age with strength, not stress. Many older adults have a well-established morning routine: wake up, take prescribed medications, and follow it with a hot cup of coffee. While that may seem harmless, mixing coffee with certain medications, especially blood pressure or heart medicines, can quietly create dangerous interactions that raise stroke risk after age 65. Let's begin with the science. Coffee contains caffeine, a powerful stimulant. It raises heart rate, tightens blood vessels, and increases alertness by stimulating the central nervous system. On its own, caffeine has a short-term effect on blood pressure and circulation. But when taken around the same time as blood pressure medications or heart pills, it can alter how those drugs are absorbed, distributed, or metabolized. For example, many common medications for high blood pressure, like beta blockers or calcium channel blockers, are designed to relax blood vessels or slow the heart to reduce pressure. Caffeine, on the other hand, can counteract those effects by tightening blood vessels and stimulating adrenaline. This leads to a confusing message for the body: relax and get alert at the same time. The result? Fluctuating blood pressure, dizziness, and increased stress on your arteries and brain. Mrs. Ruby, 69, was taking her blood pressure medication with a sip of water, followed immediately by a strong cup of black coffee. Over time, she began experiencing mild headaches and occasional pounding in her chest within an hour of waking. Her doctor reviewed her routine and suggested waiting at least 45 minutes after taking medication before having caffeine. After making this adjustment, her symptoms faded and her blood pressure readings became more stable. Caffeine can also affect how quickly certain drugs are broken down by the liver. For example, medications like atenolol, amlodipine, and verapamil may become less effective when taken alongside caffeine. In some cases, this leads seniors to think their medications aren't working, when in reality, it's the coffee reducing their effectiveness. There's also a digestive issue. Coffee increases stomach acid, which can interfere with the absorption of medications that need a neutral or slow-release environment in the gut. This may lead to lower bioavailability, meaning your body is only getting a fraction of the intended benefit from your pills. If you're taking other morning medications, such as blood thinners, like warfarin, diuretics, or cholesterol drugs, there can be additional concerns. Caffeine can enhance side effects like nervousness, irregular heartbeat, or nausea, especially if your stomach is empty. So, what can you do? Separate your medications and your coffee by at least 45 to 60 minutes. Take your pills with a full glass of water, then wait. Use that hour to hydrate, stretch, or eat a light snack. Let your body absorb what it needs without interference. If you must have a warm beverage, try herbal tea or warm lemon water until it's safe for coffee. And always check with your pharmacist or doctor about how caffeine might interact with your specific prescriptions. In short, your medications are only as effective as the habits that surround them. By timing your coffee wisely, you give your heart, brain, and body the full benefit of your treatment, without adding unnecessary risk. It's a small shift that could help protect you from a major event like stroke. Coffee is not your enemy. In fact, many studies show that moderate coffee consumption can lower the risk of Parkinson's, type 2 diabetes, and even cognitive decline. But to truly benefit from coffee without increasing the risk of stroke, especially after age 65, you need to adjust how and when you drink it to better match your body's needs in later life. First and most importantly, don't drink coffee immediately after waking up. Give your body at least 30 to 45 minutes to adjust from sleep. Use this time to rehydrate with a full glass of water, 8 to 12 ounces, visit the bathroom, stretch gently, or simply sit quietly to allow your blood pressure and heart rate to stabilize. Second, eat something small before having coffee. You don't need a large breakfast, just a banana, a slice of whole grain toast, or a boiled egg is enough. This helps protect your stomach, slows the absorption of caffeine, and reduces the chance of a sudden spike in blood pressure or heart rate. Third, cut back to a reasonable amount of coffee. For most adults over 65, 6 to 8 ounces, about 1 small cup, is plenty. Avoid back-to-back cups or overly strong brews. You can also consider switching to decaf or half-CAF blends, or diluting your coffee with warm water or milk to reduce its impact on your system. Lastly, separate your coffee from your medications. Taking blood pressure or heart medication with coffee can interfere with how the drugs are absorbed and processed. Aim to wait at least 45 to 60 minutes between taking your pills and drinking coffee. This ensures your medications work effectively and reduces the risk of unintended interactions. These may seem like small changes, but for someone over 65, they make a big difference. Starting your day with water, a light bite, and mindful timing gives your heart, brain, and blood vessels a smoother, safer transition into the day. Let your morning coffee be a gentle reward, not a hidden risk. With a few thoughtful adjustments, you can continue to enjoy this beloved ritual while supporting your long-term health and independence. The habits we build in the morning shape the health we carry through the rest of the day, especially after age 65. And while coffee itself isn't harmful, the way its use can quietly create stress in the body, especially in the most vulnerable hours after waking. By now, you've seen how drinking coffee too early, too fast, on an empty stomach, or alongside medications can increase the risk of high blood pressure, unstable heart rhythms, and even stroke. These risks grow with age, not overnight, but slowly, morning by morning, without warning signs until it's too late. The good news is that it only takes a few simple changes to turn this around. Start your day with water. Give your body time to adjust. Eat a little something. Time your medications. And then, enjoy your coffee, not as a reflex, but as a mindful ritual that works in harmony with your body's rhythm. These small shifts may feel subtle, but they protect the brain, the heart, and your quality of life. If this video helped you rethink your mornings, please subscribe to Elderly and Health. Let's keep building gentle, powerful habits that protect your independence and bring calm to your daily life, one sunrise at a time.